Big welcome to you guys in this to this webinar where we are talking about protecting your business before Windows 10 end of support, which is something me and my friend Anders has been talking about for quite some while now, and we'll continue to do that for a little bit while longer. But my name is Alexander Johansson. I work as a Windows 11 and AI enablement manager at TD SYNNEX in Sweden. So pretty much I help people move over from Windows 10 to Windows 11 and also talk about AI PCs and Copilot PCs, which we will be doing today. And with me is from Microsoft, my friend Anders. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, of course. Very nice to be here. I come from Microsoft, and I also work with what Alexander works with, missioning about Windows 11, and of course also the beauty of AI and the devices that we need in order to use AI at its best. And I think we have exciting times nowadays. So it's very good that we have this webinar to talk more about it.
Exactly. Great. And as soon as we kick this thing off, as we already have, if there are any questions, please use the Q&A, and we will make sure to leave some time at the end and try to answer those if you have any. No mandatory thing to do if you don't have any questions, of course, but just to know that it's open for you. But to dive right into that, something that we have been evangelizing and talking about for quite a while, Anders, even longer than I have, is about just the time to update your device in any type of fashion, either update from Windows 10 to Windows 11 if possible. If not possible, then look at a completely new device. And in the long run, there is a bigger supplement, a bigger task ahead with what all of the big time manufacturers are making today, such as Microsoft, such as Lenovo, HP, Dell, Asus, Acer. They're all creating a new level, a new device in all of this. And we have seen a big leap in the Nordics, that we are moving in the right direction with all of this, but we are closing in to the date, which is October 14th, 2025. So it is a large step on that, and something you want to add to that, Anders, in where we're at and what are we looking at, and what do we have to have in the back of our head when we are transitioning into this period?
Yes, happy to do so, Alexander. I think the most important thing to realize when we talk about end of support is realizing what end of support actually means. And the most important thing have to do with security. So from October 14th, there will be no more security updates for Windows 10. Which is the most important thing. And I mean, look at the world we're living in, where ransomware, phishing attacks, and so on, they grow by thousands of percent year over year, constantly, and that will not go down. It will actually just increase. And of course, those hackers out there, once we are past this date, of course they will scan systems for where they can get in, where there are no security patches and so on. And I think sometimes you think that, hey, I'm just a small company, they will not attack me, but they don't think like that. So no matter if it's a small company or a large corporation, if they find a hole, they will get in there and cause problems. So the main thing is the security aspects. No more security updates after October 14th. That's what you have to have in mind.
Exactly. And Obviously, there's a lot of other features. Every other update and features is not in that as well, but we want to talk about the security part of it because it's a huge part of it as well. Especially if we're looking at, as Anders was talking about, the phishing attack, the ransomware attacks. We're looking at hundreds and hundreds of millions of attacks on a daily basis, attempted password attacks, and it's only increasing, and that is a problem with AI, but also we have a solution with AI. So that's something we're going to get into a little bit more. But if we're looking primarily on the operating system, it might not be the coolest and the sexiest thing to talk about, an operating system. That's just something we have, something that usually comes with our device when we buy it. And just getting to that next level, it's usually not something we often talk about, moving from one Windows to the next. But this time it is imperative that we actually know why we would upgrade to this, because Windows 10 and Windows 11, they might look a lot alike. There's not that much difference in the user friendliness of the operating system. We've moved the start button into the middle. It's a bit lighter and brighter, and it has a few more functions, but it's all about what has happened behind the curtains. And we have some percentage numbers on this one, Anders, if you want to dive into that one a little bit more.
Yes, definitely. And why not continue with the security track that we were into? So as an American company, of course, we love our numbers and our percentages, but it's a fact that those organizations that have moved from Windows 10 to Windows 11, they see what it says here, 58% reduced risk of a successful security attack. So it's a fact that people who are on Windows 11 see less security attacks. That's, a fact, which of course makes security and IT teams more productive, because they can work on other things than either preventing or taking care of what happens when you are under a security attack. Which in turn also reduces the number of help desk tickets. But also the reduced number of help desk tickets also have to do with the fact that Windows 11 is a much more reliable operating system. Windows 10, great operating system, but Windows 11 is a much more reliable one. I've been using it for, 3.5 years now, and I never witnessed a blue screen on Windows 11. I experienced that on Windows 10 from time to time, but on Windows 11, no, it just keeps on running, and there's not as much, downtime, if I say like that, which of course increases productivity and such. And one key area which I think I need to explain some more is the 99.7% app compatibility, what we mean with that. And what we mean is that already in 2021, when we released Windows 11, 99.7% of all apps and software that worked under Windows 10 also worked under Windows 11 immediately. That was not the fact if you went from, for example, Windows 7 to Windows 10. Then there was a lot of software that did not work under Windows 10. But this, it's a much less hurdle between Windows 10 and Windows 11 in this aspect. But here also we have this App Azure program that you have a link on here, Alexander, which is actually a program from us at Microsoft where you can send in an app that doesn't work under Windows 11. And our engineers in Seattle in the US will actually look at it and help you make it work for Windows 11. And the most fantastic thing with this program is that it's for free. It's one of the few things that we don't charge anything for. So for those, small number of legacy applications that don't work on Windows 11, we have help to offer in this area. But otherwise, much more security, and it's much more reliable. That's how I would put it.
Good point. Good point. And if there are two things that we are talking about today, or have been for the last few years, it is security. We've covered that to a point here, but also AI. It's not something that we can shy away from. It's here to stay. It's here to be developed into new levels that we probably couldn't even comprehend. So we are moving into this next level of it, and that is why it's so important that we talk about the security features, because that is something where we can always start the discussion about what our needs are, where are we going, and then develop that into AI and also security with AI. But the big part of AI is mainly just to get productivity out of it. How can we develop it into the next level of where we want to grow as people, as a company, and utilize AI to the best of its abilities? So here's a great example of also what has happened with Windows 11. That is, it has been optimized for AI use. So any type of software that we're looking at, whatever it might be, Microsoft has developed the operating system to cope with it and to live with it, so that we can get the best out of all of these AI levels. So we're moving into the next part of it, and there's a lot that is built in. It's a lot more that will be built in to Windows, and this is only going to go further and further into it. Probably the most common one when we're talking about Microsoft is anything that has to do with Copilot, which is Microsoft's word for AI and comes in all different shapes and sizes. So it's not just one thing that goes into that where we use it in Outlook or Teams or Excel or whatever it might be. But Copilot has a lot of different functions, a lot of different features, and is just a gathering name for the AI. But we will get into that a little bit more with a specific Copilot version that we're talking about. Anything to add on that, Anders, with the AI level?
No, well, just that, I would say that AI, it's not, it's not an option if you are to use it or not. I mean, we are already using AI. Maybe we don't know it, but we are doing it. And also, we have just started this whole, what we call AI era. And it's gonna explode. And we are gonna use AI. And I know some people have been a little bit afraid of AI. Will it take over? Will it take over my job or something? But I think AI will, just like you said, Alexander, it will help us. It will help us to be more productive, and it will help us, do things in a smarter way, I would say. So I welcome the AI area, definitely.
Yeah. And I'll let you stay here and move on to the next part.
Yeah. AI PC. Yes. So with this, explosion of AI functions in our software, we will need something, a device that can take care of this AI. If we go back only, a year ago, almost all AI on a PC, when you worked in a Windows environment, was handled in the cloud. I mean, we sent data back and forth to the cloud, and the cloud made the AI operations. But what came in the Windows world about, a year ago, I would say, is something called an NPU. Which is a part of modern processors that handle AI. An NPU, it stands for Neural Processing Unit. So it's a part of modern processors that take care of AI directly on your device. And be aware, an NPU, it's not something you can add to an old processor. You need a new processor, and preferably a new device that has this NPU. Of course, a PC is built up of a CPU that has always been there. You have a GPU also, the graphical processing unit, and now we add the NPU to take care of the AI-related tasks that we are doing today and just will increasingly need to take care of. And I think, yeah, you seem like you wanted to say something, Alex.
Yeah, to add to that, I mean, what we have here, you see there's a lot of logos on this slide. We have Dell, we have HP, we have Lenovo, there's Microsoft, Asus, Acer. All of these manufacturers are all making AI PCs. And we're moving into the next level. It's a race to get to the best level, to the highest level. Also, now we're about a year and a half into the development of these types of computers. So we're also looking at it budget-wise now, with downsizing it so that it won't run away, since we're adding so much constellations and so many different types of new developments into these computers. And what we also can see here is on the right side are the silicon manufacturers, the processor manufacturers in Qualcomm, Intel, and AMD. And all of these three are working together with all of these big manufacturers to get a variety of processors that we can use depending on what kind of needs we have. But we're all moving forward into this level. And what we don't showcase on this one, which is coming up, and it's been onto the side a little bit, is also NVIDIA, who are looking at developing the next level, and they've always been the big one when we're talking about graphics, about development, and moving into that part. So they're boosting everything within the GPU as well, and they might have something on the horizon coming in soon, and we'll see how they match up with all of these. But the big thing here is to look at there's both pros and cons with it. It might be a lot of different things to look at depending on what we're used to and what we like and how we operate or work today. There are a lot of different ones out on the market, but that also means that we have something that fits everybody, and that is something to take with this. So it's important to take time and look into this and see what is best for us and find that combination. Are we used to using Dell or HP or Lenovo? Maybe we're used to Intel. It might be worth to have a look at Qualcomm and AMD, because it's a neck and neck race depending on what it is that we're looking for. So that is something just to have in mind when we're talking about this big shift in future PC.
Yes. And I think also when we talk about NPU, there is a new term or terminology we need to learn also, which is how we measure how fast an NPU is. With the CPU, we are used to talking about gigahertz. With NPU, there comes a new term called TOPS, which stands for trillions of operations per second. So that is a new terminology that we need to get used to when we are to choose what PC to have next.
Exactly. And would you like to break down what actually happens? We have a little feature on that.
So this is showcasing how an NPU works. So it's we at Microsoft who developed an AI software that identifies individual faces in a video stream. And as you can see, the NPU works like a clock. It goes much faster than the GPU and the CPU. And as you can see, the GPU and CPU need help from the fans also because it's working hard, while the NPU just keep on delivering. And the case is that it's doing what it's meant to do. It's doing AI functionality. The CPU is definitely not developed to do AI functionality. The GPU is to some extent, because you can do a lot of graphical AI things with the GPU, but the NPU, it's the only reason why it's developed, is to take care of things exactly like this. And this is what we will see, when you are using more and more AI and don't have an NPU. This is what you will experience with the GPU and CPU, that it will work and try to do things it's not really developed to do. And you might experience some lag and things, just like in this case.
Yeah, that's a great point. And what we also get with this is a much more balanced computer as well, because every single processor has a more precise functionality from what we're used to, since we're moving into this new era with AI. And that is, we get a great load balancing, because every processor gets the correct part of what kind of operation is happening on our computer. And that also leads into, for example, a better battery life. And that
Yes.
extends also into a greater level of sustainability with all of these new laptops and PCs that we are moving into. But with all this talk with the AI, there's also a part of it, we covered it a little bit earlier, with just how Windows is operated for it. But we're also switching it around a little bit with having these NPUs, that we are now looking at developers and software companies who are building AI experience that will, in this case, we're talking about leveraging the NPU, but that it's actually a written code that makes sure that everything that is AI compatible or an AI function actually happens on the NPU, so that it's directed into the correct processor. And the greatest part of this is probably all the way since ChatGPT, or even earlier than that, we were taught to start talking about having an AI strategy. What is our AI strategy? What are we going to implement? Okay, how are we looking at it budget-wise? How can we move this forward, and what can we use? With this, we kind of flip it a little bit, or we at least start over from an easier path, because what we're talking about here is a new type of hardware that can handle the AI, and all of these developers and all of these software companies are actually building in AI experiences and AI functions into the programs that we are already using today. And that is a major part of it. So we need to have a computer that can handle all of this AI. Otherwise, just like Anders was talking about just now, it ends up on the GPU and the CPU, and those are not written to handle AI at this level. So that is a major part of it, and that is how we are stepping into the 21st century anew, sort of.
I agree with you, Alexander, and I think one important thing to point out here is that using AI is not an active choice. It was earlier, and to some extent still are, to be honest. If we're looking at Microsoft, our own Copilot for M365, yes, that's a choice to pay $30 per user a month to use it. But what we want to show with this picture is that there is a lot of software manufacturers that actually are building in the AI functionality, and they don't necessarily charge extra for it. And as you have written down here, and hundreds more. So this is just, a small sneak peek of it, but I think it's a great one because, for example, you have Adobe here, which just as an example of how they have implemented this, they have this software called Premiere Pro, where you handle, videos, video sequences. And of course, when you do video, you also have some speech or sound in it. What Adobe has done is that it's calling on the NPU to handle the voices and the sound things. So when you're rendering a video or something with Adobe Premiere, actually the GPU will take care of the video, because the GPU is, a graphical processing unit, so it can handle that pretty good. But it lets the NPU take care of rendering the sounds and the voices. That means, and you were talking about this, Alexander, the load balancing, because this means that the CPU, it can continue to do what it does best. Maybe making sure that your email are coming in, making sure that your virus definitions are up to date, or maybe you're working in an Excel file at the same time as it's rendering a video. And the CPU is great at calculating what is 2 + 2 in an Excel sheet, for example. So a lot about this load balancing. So it will help, everyone to be more productive, I would say. And we're also utilizing every component of the processor at its best.
Precisely. And to try and break it down a little bit as well, we try to get as much clarity as possible with this, because it's a lot of new stuff that has happened in very short while. It is the IT business that we live in today. Things happen very quickly. So just to try to break it down, at least from our point of view, is just to find the thing that helps you move forward, and what are we looking at to get to the next level and to use all of this stuff. So what are we looking at here, Anders?
So this is, if we at Microsoft are to do a segmentation of the PC arena as it looks right now, this is how we see it. What we have to the far left are the PCs that don't have an NPU. We want to remind you, just about a year ago, this was actually the whole PC market. So things are moving very quickly now. In the middle, we have what we call AI PC. And then to the far right, we have what we call Copilot Plus PC. Both the Copilot Plus PC, it's also a kind of an AI PC. But the one in the middle, the AI PC, where we're talking about TOPS earlier. So the AI PC here is, we could call it the first generation of processors that had NPUs. So here you see, I would say between 12 and 16 TOPS is what you get with what we call an AI PC. The huge difference comes when you take a step into a Copilot Plus PC. Because then you have an NPU that delivers plus 40 TOPS. And just like you were into also, Alexander, when you have these new, very modern processors, they use very smart technology. So actually you get longer battery life with these new processors. And because they use less electricity when they are running. So Copilot Plus PC, just to be crystal clear, I know it can be confusing with this Copilot, and you were into this, Alexander. But we have Copilot for M365. We have Copilot for Azure, for example. Copilot Plus PC, it's a matter of a very fast, intelligent, and secure AI PC. You don't need a Copilot for M365 license to run it. You don't get a Copilot Plus license or something in it. It's just a matter of a segment of very fast and intelligent Windows PCs. Then you get, of course, it's not only fast, you get some unique experiences in it also that I think we will come back to that. Yes. So if we should try and break it down, what is a Copilot Plus PC? Like I said, it delivers this plus 40 TOPS. But it's also, of course, intended to handle this increased AI usage as good as it can. We were also talking earlier about security. As a matter of fact, if you have a Copilot Plus PC, you get even more security in it. Because if you have a Copilot Plus PC, you have what is called a secured core PC, and you have something called Microsoft Pluton in it. A secured core PC is actually that it's maximizing the security features in Windows to protect both software, firmware, hardware, and your identification things, encryption keys, and so on. And then we have what we call Microsoft Pluton, which is actually, maybe you're all aware of what the TPM should be. TPM stands for Trusted Platform Module, and it's a separate circuit in a processor that takes care of your passwords, your encryption keys, personal data. Microsoft Pluton is like a TPM chip on steroids, because it has even more added functionality than a standard TPM chip, but also it's actually integrated into the same LED as the processor. So it's physically impossible to tamper or remove it. So fast, intelligent, and secure. And I mentioned this unique AI experiences. And this is a feature, something that I think we at Microsoft, we have been pretty poor at talking about this. But actually, if you have a PC that has this Copilot Plus PC stamp on it, so to say, you get added functionality in Windows. And you get this through Windows Update when it's available for you. So you don't have to go into some kind of portal and download it. You will actually get it. You will get a question if you want to, of course, use it or not, but you will get it. Some examples of it is what you see here, live captions, which is actually where we translate in real time from up to 40 languages right now into English and a Chinese variant. But we are, of course, developing this as we go. So there will be more and more languages that we can translate to. And remember, this is translation in Windows. It's not in Teams, it's in Windows. So you can actually use it to any Windows application. You also have recall here, which we will hopefully see in the European Union later this year, but it's a new way of searching for documents or things you have worked with in the past. Instead of, nowadays maybe you need to know exactly what the file is called in order to search for it, but with recall you can actually go back in time or search for, hey, I want to see that PowerPoint where I worked on a blue sailboat, and it will actually find it using AI, of course. And we will just keep adding on more and more of those unique AI experiences, but you need a Copilot Plus PC in order to have it. And then you must have a processor with at least 40 TOPS on the NPU.
Right. Great, Anders. Thank you. So there's a lot of functionality here. There's a lot of steps into the next level, future ready, the future's already here, yada, yada, yada. It can seem at some point, but there's a lot of key figures here into all of this, but if we try to break it down, obviously we want you to take a good long look at a Copilot Plus PC because it has all these features, and this is where we are moving, both in productivity, but also where the market is moving. So this is the future. This is what all the manufacturers are gonna start building and already are building, but it's gonna take over the market in a major way. We're looking at something in about 2.5 years. This is going to be about 80 or 90% of the market is going to be with an MPU. So if we look at this, just to break it down for you, obviously, if you have the option, go to the far right already today with the Copilot Plus PC. But just moving into the middle section here, what we call an AI PC, that's somewhere between 10 to 20 or 12 to 16 or even 25 tops, wherever it might be. That is a major, major step up from the computers that we are used to that has sort of an Intel i5 or an i7. As it says on the top here in the middle, 2.5 times more efficient than 13th generation Intel. And we're talking about twice the power and twice the efficiency just by moving up to 11, 12, 13 tops on this NPU, because we get a lot more power straight through it.
I would say that it's a bigger difference going from 0 tops to 12 tops than going from 12 tops to 40 tops. So it makes a difference. And I think what we also want to, make you aware of is that, because, I mean, you could go out and buy a device today without an NPU. But I want everyone to, think about it. If you're about to change your PC now, think about it, what software will I be using? And for sure, it will have AI functionality. And don't, it's very easy I've been using this i7 PC for 3 years and I need a new one now. I've been very happy with my i7, so I go and buy a new i7. I think you should just stop there for a moment and think, wait, maybe I should go for the Core Ultra 7 instead. Because yes, of course, the Copilot Plus PCs, they can be very expensive, but the step between a non-NPU device and an AI PC device is not huge. But here we also come to something else, and that is second-hand value. So if you purchase a PC today, of course, you think that, hey, in 3 or 4 years' time, when I change this, it will have some value, so I can trade it in for my new PC. I would say that a non-NPU device, in 3 years' time, it will have very little value, because so much AI functionality calling the NPU will be incorporated in almost all software that we're using. And the small price difference it is today between a non-NPU device and an AI PC device, I think it will be eaten up by this second-hand value. That's what I really think.
Absolutely, absolutely. An easy way to just spot these, see if my laser pointer works here. Snapdragon has 2 different types. It's called X Elite and X Plus. So that's an easy one to find. As well as you're into it, Intel, we've gone from the i5, i7, i9 to Ultra 5, 7, or 9. And AMD, they've been very helpful. They actually put AI in the name of the processor. So they have all these AI Ryzen level of it. So it's easy to spot and find through all of this. But what we're looking at, this is just to deliver the best AI experiences, uses the NPU and all of the stuff that we've been through just with the Copilot Plus PC. I just covered it. But it is the fastest, the most powerful laptop to date.
Yes.
No matter what we're looking at, if we're looking at Snapdragon, AMD, or Intel, all of them have developed it to the next level, as well as all the other PC manufacturers. It is there. It is powerful. It is a unique AI experience. It is security built into it, and it is ready for any type of level, any type of level. Doesn't matter if you are a huge corporation with 12,000 employees or if you are one person in a company, it will get you to the next level. And just to break down some of the things that Anders was talking about.
I was too fast, Alexander.
You were too fast,
sorry.
yeah, but
Yes.
that's okay. You get excited. Hey, we
Yeah.
all get excited. But since you covered it, I can just break it down. And this is the top here, the 5 ones on the top. That is what Anders was talking about, which is actually incorporated into Windows on these devices. So we get a lot of functions that go into it. And you were talking about recall, which we have almost furthest to the right here, but right next to it, which also goes a little bit hand in hand, is just the Windows search in general. No matter where you're searching in Windows, whether you're in a folder, in the start menu, it has developed so it actually understands our language. We can do easier searches and not have to go, if you're sitting with anywhere from 4,000 to 40,000 files and you can't remember the exact name of it, you can do a more specific search, and you can search with just general speak, which is improved all the way through. And then here at the bottom, we have pretty much what's in the pipeline right now for Microsoft, and this is only what they've told us so far. There's probably a lot more happening in the background, but Microsoft will incorporate a lot more AI features. They already started in a big way, and it's going to keep coming, and it's going to be on directly into your Microsoft 365 services without having this Copilot for Microsoft license. There's going to be a lot of stuff incorporated into it, obviously with the Defender, Microsoft Defender as well, since we were talking about security, directly into Teams. They've started a big part of it right there. So it's just going to keep moving forward, and I recommend that you try to look at that. And also, you got excited as well, but to see it on print, no worries, Anders. You did it. You did a great, wonderful job of it. But just to see it in print, what Anders was talking about is just getting that to that next level of security. We had to do something just on the hardware side to get to that next level and incorporate this Microsoft Pluton processor, which is the next level of TPM, just to boost that an extra way. And this is incorporated together with the NPU. So we are talking a lot about what the NPU can handle when it comes to AI, but it also has a new functionality when it comes to security. So that ups the game on every level. And everything that we're talking about here is about using AI offline. But that is also a security part of it, because if you have gotten a mail with a file in it and you open it and you're offline, and that just makes sure that we can't connect to the cloud, which is the usual way where we look at a security spot, because it has to go through the searches. Is this safe or not? This is something that the NPU together with Microsoft Pluton can handle. So you can open anything safely, even if you don't know what it is, and they can just go through the motions like you would connecting to a security feature that is online. So that is a major part of it. And to break it down on the last part, just so we get it, AI PCs, sort of the stepping stone into the AI world. It unlocks a higher level of AI experiences, and it just gives us an ability to use AI. And then if we're gonna step up to the next level, we want more power, higher battery life. It is a hybrid working world that we're living in right now. That is something that you need to look at and take seriously to move into the next one. And that is the 40 plus tops category. And we've talked about the 40, that is the minimum. As of now, it goes up to 55 with AMD. They have 55 tops in their one, but it's a race to get higher and better and stronger from all of them. So we're going to see a huge development on the next one. But there are a lot of places as well, Anders, so we can go and find some more resources. This is just a few examples where we're looking at specifically for Windows. If you haven't gotten there today, it takes a lot longer than you might think sometimes if you're a larger corporation. But final notes, Anders?
Yes. So one thing that I would like to mention that regarding Windows 10 end of support, just to be crystal clear, there is something called the ESUs, and it's I see it's written here. ESUs are extended security updates. Some of you might have heard of it. And maybe thinking that, hey, this is a way to, prolong my life on my Windows 10 device. But I just want to be crystal clear that the extended security update, it doesn't give you any functionality updates. It doesn't give you, you cannot call our support on it. What you get with the ESU is security updates on a monthly basis. So that is what you get. No functional updates or anything, just the security updates, and it's on a monthly basis. And also the pricing of the ESU, it's $61 per device for year one, $122 per device for year two, and $244 for year three. So it becomes pretty expensive also. I would say that ESU is, the way we offer help if you realize that, oh, I will not make the full migration on time. I need a couple of more months in order to move these last 3 or 4 devices. Then, of course, the ESU is a good option. But it's not an option to, keep using it for another, 3 years or something. It will become very expensive and you don't get all the benefits of Windows 11 and a modern device with it.
Good point. Thank you, Anders. All right, with that, let me check if there's anything in the Q&A.
No.
It's quite empty. If you have any questions, please add it into the Q&A. If not, we just want to say thank you for dropping in and bearing to listening to us. We appreciate it a lot. Hopefully, you will have something new to bring home and discuss with colleagues and anybody. But with that, if you don't have any questions, we say thank you so much for listening and have a wonderful Tuesday.
Yes, thank you all.